Dormammu, ruler of the dark dimension. A being of fire, power, and pure, unrelenting ambition. He's not just a villain, he's a cosmic-level threat that even the strongest heroes fear to face. But how did this fiery god of chaos come to be? Dormammu was born from the Faltine, a race of beings made entirely of mystical energy. Think of them as living spells with no physical form and unlimited magic. But Dormammu, along with his sister Umar, craved something forbidden: individuality. They began experimenting with matter, and for that, they were exiled from the Faltine dimension. They fled to the dark dimension, a place without rules, a realm of shifting chaos. Dormammu didn't just survive, he conquered. He overthrew its ruler, King Olnar, absorbed the realm's energies and transformed it into a twisted kingdom of eternal fire and warping chaos. Even his sister wasn't safe. He eventually cast Umar out too, solidifying himself as the undisputed ruler of this unholy realm. And that was just the beginning. Dormammu's hunger grew with every victory. Planets, dimensions, realities, nothing was ever enough. From his throne, Dormammu began turning his gaze outward, toward Earth, toward other dimensions, toward total domination. One of Dormammu's most haunting victories came in Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme Issue 50, 1993. In this issue, he doesn't just attack from afar, he takes over Doctor Strange's physical body. While Strange is astral projecting, Dormammu seizes the opportunity and becomes the Sorcerer Supreme in the flesh. But Strange is nothing if not resilient. From the astral plane, he teams up with powerful allies like Ghost Rider and Silver Surfer to fight back. The battle is brutal, filled with intense mysticism and raw energy. In the end, Strange uses the Eye of Agamotto to reflect Dormammu's own darkness back at him. The overload is too much, even for a being like Dormammu. He's cast out, defeated, but not destroyed. In 2005, Dormammu returned in the Defenders comic series, issues 3 and 4. This time he and Umar joined forces, not as enemies but as terrifying allies. Together, they confronted eternity itself, the embodiment of the entire universe, and Dormammu absorbed eternity's essence, becoming something close to omnipotent. With that much power, Dormammu bent reality like it was clay. He warped time, space, and perception, turning the Defenders against one another. But the heroes weren't giving up. Doctor Strange, Hulk, Namor, and Silver Surfer launched one final desperate plan. They severed Dormammu's connection to eternity, unraveling his temporary godhood and forcing him back into the dark dimension once again. During Marvel's Dark Reign era, Dormammu sought to expand his influence on Earth. Dormammu's presence was felt as he manipulated events from behind the scenes, aiming to control Earth's mystical defenses. However, his plans were thwarted by the combined efforts of Doctor Strange, Brother Voodoo, and other mystic heroes, who ultimately banished him back to the dark dimension. In his earliest appearances, Dormammu was often accompanied by the Mindless Ones, hulking, energy-blasting creatures from the Dread Dimension. These beings were first introduced in Strange Tales, issue 127, 1964, where Dormammu used them as enforcers in his realm. And in 2016, Dormammu made his live-action debut in Doctor Strange, the film that introduced him to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But the film didn't give us a traditional showdown. Instead of fighting with fists, Strange traps Dormammu in a never-ending time loop. Eventually, Dormammu begs for release and agrees to Strange's deal: leave Earth alone and never return. It was one of the rare times Dormammu was outwitted, not overpowered. Across the comics, Dormammu has returned countless times. He's corrupted sorcerers like Baron Mordo, battled Thor, clashed with Galactus, manipulated Scarlet Witch, and possessed entire worlds. Every time he's stopped, he evolves. When you hear Dormammu, just know he is more than a villain. He's a storm in human shape, a god of unmaking, a fire that never dies. What if Dormammu had broken free of the time loop before Doctor Strange's gamble succeeded? What if Earth had become just another shard in the endless night of the dark dimension? Would any hero have been able to stop him? If you enjoyed this origin of Dormammu and you want to see more origin stories of your favorite characters, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more, because the stories never end, and neither do the origins. Until next time.